Hi, Steve here again from Ferrum ID Farms. We will be doing our garlic today, planting it. That is hardneck garlic. You need two things, some good seed and some dirt, or good dirt if you really care. There are a few other accessories that you could use to help you along the way, and we'll get to those as we get there. All right, we'll get right at it. Yeah. Okay, so we have the two main ingredients, garlic and good dirt. The accessories I was talking about are some kind of hoe and a measuring stick. This is just a 2x4 that's extra left over. And what we do is we'll go along trenching on either side of it with the hoe. And that way our spacing is just fine. And then we just fill it in when we're done. Okay. It's that easy. And it's like any other flower or, springtime bulb that you would plant. You only want to go about twice the depth, of that bulb itself. You'll always hear people saying, "Oh, plant them deep," and they'll. No, you don't need to. Any luck we've ever had, it's not planting them overly deep because then they struggle. So we do that. The same thing as like if you're planting a tulip bulb. Okay, just that twice that depth of. Let me come over here. Same thing. And I flip my hoe over. And I dig my little trench. All the dirt's right there, ready to go. Our soil here has already been amended for the fall, and particularly for the garlic, in this spot anyways. All right, now I have to go back and just clean up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. All right, now when planting them, however, these guys are not like tulips. Tulips you can just throw in the ground any old way and they'll straighten themselves out. These guys, they do kind of have to go the proper way up. All right, so we'll just get him down. Same thing, the butt has to go down and the pointy end has to go up. It just makes life for them a lot easier. So the measure, you can, if you know the size of your hands roughly, whatever manufacturer, you can look on whatever website of these producers of the seed garlic, or if you produce your own seed, you've done your own research and read in books or watched stuff on the YouTubeverse, and everybody will say, like, well, they have to be so deep and so far apart. Yes and no, twice of their own depth. Then for the width, they say, well, they should be X far. Yeah, if you know the measure of your hand, we can say either the size of your fist. I usually go the size of my fist plus a little bit on either side for wiggle room. And then once you do enough of it, just like anything else, you become an expert and you don't even need to do that measure. The other thing too, I know everybody's going to be panicking about, well, yeah, but when you go and push all your dirt over to cover them up, you're going to disturb them. They'll be fine even if they just tip over a little bit, just so long as like they're not lying on their side or they're upside down. Anyways, I'll cut it there. I'm going to finish doing this onto the next line, because I know that we have more garlic than I have whole here. All right, so that first bit has all been placed. We want to have the same line roughly, so we're not going completely snaky and zigzaggy. And there, I'm happy with that. Again, it's not perfect, but again, we're not having the Queen's Horticultural Society over to help us out or to inspect. So that's the way it's going to go. And it's going to be the same thing. It's all just hoe it along, put the garlic in, and until the next. And if you would care to see, remember what I was saying about that distance between my thumb and, the spacing, it's only a 2x4, not enough room. So I know that, again, this is about that 8 inches from there to there. And look, it's about 8 inches right across from one side to the other, to the center of each little line. It's just the way the dirt falls. All right. So you saw what I did there. I'm going to do the same thing here until I'm done. Okay. The biggest thing is these things. We're going to have to cover all of this up later on. They're out and about running around doing their own gardening, but we still have to be careful. And we know these guys can be very destructive. It's really difficult to garden and chicken at the same time. So we're going to cover this up. I'm watching you. They say they're not interested now. Just wait. I've got one that's about the size of a baby's head. You want big garlic? You have to plant big seed. No. You could opt to put in some kind of bone meal or something like that to help them along with their roots, or to help them, promote, give them that nutrition they need to grow roots. But it's, I don't think it's going to be necessary. It's still nice enough to ground, and it's just wet enough that it'll promote their own natural root growth. Ultimately, we've never really seen that it makes a big difference with garlic using the bone meal or some kind of fertilizer as the sort. You turn it over for the chickens, they look at you like you're stupid. You leave it alone, they don't come in here. As soon as they see you scratching around in here, they come like a bunch of little kids thinking they're missing out on the ice cream truck passing by. This one I'm not sure about. Nope. As far as keeping your own or growing your own garlic too, when you pull your garlic in the summer there, and you want to replant it, keep always, it feels counterproductive or counterintuitive, but keep your biggest ones, because again, the bigger the seed, the bigger the bulb. It's always nice to show off to your friends, oh wow, look at the size of it. Keep it, put it back in the ground. You're doing yourself a favor, because suddenly your big one turns into your normal average one, and then you propagate from there. Hey! Ah! Nope. Go, shoot. This is the kind of thing too you always have to ask yourself, when was the last time I had so much fun? It's hard to beat. Ah! Oh, you got a big fat worm. Num 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 num. I don't have any more for you here. This way. Nope, you're still not getting any. Here. Okay. Ah, ah, go, shoot. And that's it. Seeing as that I'm that amazing, as I was going along, I counted 182. So there's 182 plants that should show up for next year. Uh, Next, we grab our handy dandy little hoe and we just cover them over gently. You can even reach a little further than what you have to because it's nice and light and fluffy. And these other natural rototillers shouldn't really do too much to them. And again, it's just to cover them. That's it. You know, people will put straw and hay or whatever over them. Don't need to. You can, but you don't. You really don't need to. You know, because it's the same with the strawberries. Again, we find that when you cover things up, you have to be quick and to get all the straw off in the spring before everything really comes to life. So that way they don't rot. And it's the same thing with this. That's our experience anyways with it. So it may take a little bit longer, but it depends on how lazy you are or how lazy you want to be. Okay, party people. Put them all to bed, tuck them in, say nighty night. No, hey, we're not doing that. Go, 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 go. And that's it. Now we have to wait for the results next year. We're going to see. Like we said, there's about 180 things in the ground. Next spring, we'll come along and see how many we count that are pushing up. And only time will tell. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Hope it was a little bit helpful. And that's it. Bye. When you need a hammer, you can't find one. Right there. If in doubt, improvise. That's it. So next is just to cover it all up and be done.